Good day, brothers and sisters. Wisdom at Dawn, episode 324. Eliminate arrogance to believe in the Buddha. A limited thought. Master says the Buddha created a great opportunity to reveal the great Dharma. But those who have limited capabilities and wisdom, they retained nothing but arrogance. They were too attached to listening, but not to seeking the truth. So the Buddha gave great teachings to lead them back to the one true vehicle. In the Buddha's time, one day, Mahakasyapa, after sitting in meditation, went in to prostrate and pay respect to the Buddha. The Buddha saw Kasyapa come into the lecture hall and sit down. So he said, "Kasyapa, for a very long time I have given the Sangha many teachings. Now you should teach them the Dharma in my place." Venerable Kasyapa very reverently faced the Buddha with his palms together and said, "Venerable Buddha, I cannot do that." The Buddha asked him, "Why? You already understand so much of my Dharma. You can take my place and give teachings to everyone." But Venerable Kasyapa said, "No, I cannot, because these bhikkhus are difficult to teach." When Master read this story, she was shocked. During the Buddha's lifetime, he taught the Dharma for a very long time, and Kasyapa was his senior disciple, a leader among the Sangha. But when the Buddha asked him to teach, Kasyapa already had no confidence in them. When the Buddha asked him why, Venerable Kasyapa said, "Because these people often give rise to a mindset of indolence. When you teach, they may accept it temporarily, but soon after that they give rise to indolence, so they quickly regress in their practice, and they quickly lose the virtuous Dharma. Yet they feel no remorse. These foolish people without wisdom are hindered by sleep." Hindered by sleep means that everyone is still asleep and cannot be awakened. Can they really not be awakened? When the Buddha heard what Kasyapa said, he then asked, "Why can't these people be awakened?" And Kasyapa replied, "Because they are deeply attached to their views of self." Master says every person must always be mindful of impermanence and diligently move forward. But these people did neither. What they had in their minds were afflictions and defilements. Their minds were full of ignorance and afflictions. The defilements of afflictions covered their minds. Though they stayed asleep, they could not be awakened, and were further covered by their own afflictions. And the Buddha? But the Buddha was still very compassionate, so he asked Kasyapa again, "If this is so, what can we do?" And Kasyapa replied, "These people who have such unwholesome practices, they do not have any roots of goodness at all." Felt that Venerable Kasyapa was very brave to give this response to the Buddha in front of everyone, saying that since they had no roots of goodness, how could they possibly be diligent? But because they had limited capabilities and wisdom, they retained nothing, yet had a lot of pride. These indolent people had no roots of goodness or faith, so how could they become diligent? Venerable Kasyapa said, only after feeling the sense of remorse will they want to become diligent. After that, the Buddha replied, "Indeed, indeed." The Buddha admitted this fact and said, "Indeed, Kasyapa, you are not wrong. These people are very indolent and with very little roots of goodness and faith. People easily form aspirations, but find it hard to persevere. I agree with your views that these people are unable to nurture their roots of goodness and faith. I agree that sentient beings are hard to transform. But those who have attained human form are precious. So Kasyapa, you must still persevere in teaching all sentient beings." Thus, the Buddha taught Kasyapa with compassion. Master says, to truly learn the Buddha's way, we must be diligent to make progress. We cannot be indolent, and we cannot succumb to the hindrance of sleep, and we cannot lack remorse. We must always be vigilant of ourselves in this impermanent life, the fragmentary samsara of our lifetimes. Who knows how long we have to live? So therefore, be mindful always. 感恩 for listening in. May wisdom and inspiration be with all always.